Welcome, it's good to see you again. We're going to learn about some scratches, thuds. We're going to bring them back into play, and you'll see how important they are, especially when we get into more complex syncopations. I don't know that this is necessarily classified as a syncopation. I'll have to look that up. But let's take a look. This will be a quick one. Let's make A minor 7. We'll do it both with a bar chord and an open chord. So here's a bar chord, A minor 7. What we're going to do is, counting 16th notes, we have 16th note strumming. And we're going to play it on the first beat. So we have 1, then we're going to lightly just lift up and produce a thud. So we have downstroke is 1, the E is a scratch, and 2E, and 3E, and 4E, and 1. We press down on beat 1. So we have 1E, and 2E, and 3E, and 4E, and 1E, and 2E, and 3E, and 4E, and 1. That's what we're going to work on in the play section. Oh, I told you that I would do it down here as well. And you'll see I use my pinky as a damper every once in a while. Instead of completely wrecking the chord, I keep my fingers and I just use my pinky. That's something I developed. I wasn't taught that. I just do it. I just did it. You may find another way. You might just make the chord and have to bring it back. If you can, try to keep that chord form because it's a lot quicker. And 4E, and so you have beat 1. We're going to hit the chord on beat 1. 1E, and 2E, and 3E, and 4E, and 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 all over the fretboard. 1E, and 2E, and 3E, and 4 up a fret. 1E, and 2E, and 3E, and 4E, and so there you go. We're going to look at that. I'm just opening that door now. We're going to work on it so we just have it in our mind so that further on down the road, we'll start exploring with that. And like I said before, that's when you'll really hear these syncopations come out and you go, ah, that's the strumming pattern. I got it. We'll get there, okay? So let's just open that door a little bit. Let's go into the play section, check it out a little bit, see what it has to offer, and then we'll keep rolling on, all right? Excellent, I'll see you. Oh, here's an addendum if I can fit it in. What we're going to do with these scratches is we'll make, let's say, for example, a G bar chord. We'll start with quarter notes, and we'll play the chord on beat 1, and then we'll mute beats 2, 3, and 4. So we'll have something that sounds like this. Ready, go, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What do we do with eighth notes? Right, let's try eighth notes. We'll have 1 and 2 and ready and go on beat 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Then we can even move the chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. That's what we're after. Of course, we'll do quarter notes, eighth notes, 16th notes, and let's find out how that feels. It'll give you a different feel, and that's what you'll hear musicians and composers talking about this. Well, that song has a really cool feel. That's how we get different feels in songs, or syncopations, and with muting the strings, or missing. And all that'll come together. So you could probably tell we have some of those parts already. And yes, you do. We have the individual parts, and those individual parts can be used for songwriting, and that's how many, many songs just go. They're repetitive, they go all the way through, and you use it, and we're just expanding. The more we expand our knowledge, the more ground we can cover, and we can say, oh, that player over there, boy, she does all these different styles so well. That's what we're after. You are going to be your own player. You're going to do what works for you, and you will have your own voice, and I think really, That's what we're after when we play, is to develop our own voice. And for example, I'll give you a quick example. B.B. King. Every time B.B. King doesn't even need to sing. I can hear his tone. I can hear his playing style. And be like, whoa, that's B.B. King. Oh, that's Albert King. Oh, that might be Robert Johnson. Oh, that's Carlos Santana. I know Carlos Santana's tones. I know what he gravitates towards. Just, or the Edge from U2. Oh, Edward Van Halen. You know, Eddie Van Halen. Just, boy, you know it. You're like, well, that's Ed. So, and it's Jeff Beck, Jimmy Page. You know, it's Jerry Garcia. The list goes on and on and on of people with distinct tones and sounds. Drummer, it's Phil Collins. Every time I hear Phil, boy, that's Phil. Or, you know, everybody from Rush. I mean, the bass player, that band was made up of three distinct individuals that came together, and amazing. You know, Neil, oh man, that's Neil. That's Neil's playing there. Or Max Roach, drummer. You know, it's all out there. Bootsy Collins on bass. You know, you hear these, you know, just players that come to mind. Christian McBride. There's so many people. Buddy Rich. These drummers that just come to mind, or musicians that really have their own sound, their own style of playing. It's so unique that you know immediately that that's who it is. Steve Gadd for me is certainly, but that list, you know, I do apologize for leaving out the hundreds of thousands, well, you know, definitely 1,000 musicians where I just go, yeah, I know who that is. So that list goes on and on. So my apologies for leaving so many people out. But there you go. Let's onward. Here we go. Have fun with those syncopations. Have fun with those scratches. Isn't it amazing how those thuds came all the way back around? All right. Here we go. All right. I'll see you over there.